If you want to become a successful trader, you need to be realistic with yourself. Set realistic goals, goals that suit your lifestyle, goals that suit your risk tolerance, goals that suits your mentality. So you saw a couple of guys turning 1,000 US dollar into million US dollars. So now every new trader thinks they will become millionaires in a few months. Realistically, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We need to be prepared to work hard, gather experience for a few years before we see any profit. Of course, this time frame is different from one to another, but it's really important to understand this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. With FOMC rate decision coming up tomorrow 2 p.m. Eastern Time, SPY went all the way towards this purple trend line and made a doji. We know this purple trend line. We drew this purple trend line a few weeks back, and we said SPY needs to retest it, and here it is, retesting this purple trend line. Now let's see tomorrow how the SPY and the rest of the market will react to FOMC rate decision. Bad reaction, this purple trend line will not hold, and we are heading towards the 430 and then towards the 423. Close this gap. Good reaction, this gap at the 448 will get filled, and this trend line will get retested once again as resistance. Prepare for both sides, and it doesn't matter what we think the rate decision is, and it doesn't matter if we think that the rate decision is good or bad. All we need to do, follow price, because this is all it matters. QQQ holding above the 368 with a doji, of course. Indecision in the market. Not surprising, the market is waiting for the FOMC rate decision. Dow Jones, another great example of why trend lines are the true support, resistance for price action for the future. Now, bad reaction, this purple trend line will not hold in my opinion, and we're heading to close this gap at the 339 and then 336. Good reaction, this purple trend line will try to stop the bulls one more time as resistance. Follow price, use levels and trend lines for risk management and also as your guide for future price action. IWM 181 broken to the downside, continuation down, and we're heading towards the 179 and towards this gap at the 176. Only a good reaction for the FOMC rate decision will negate this head and shoulders pattern, and we're heading towards the 185 that will become a very tough resistance. Above it we're heading towards 188 and then 191. And of course, everything you see and hear on my videos are for educational purposes only. Always do your own due diligence, never follow blindly anyone on social media, and it doesn't matter how many followers or subscribers they have. You need to find your own strategy, your own set of rules that works for you. Bitcoin trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and here we are. This purple trend line once again rejected price together with the 27,500 area. Now 27 needs to hold, otherwise we are heading back. We have all the levels to the downside. Good reaction for FOMC, and we are heading towards the 28 and then 29. Yes, FOMC rate decision will affect also Bitcoin, so keep your eyes also on the Bitcoin. Ethereum moving sideways, 1650, very tough resistance. 1600, very important level of support. Below it we're heading towards 1530 and then towards this purple trend line. If Ethereum will finally break 2 or 3 days above the 1650, we are heading back to the 1730, and maybe with a good sentiment from the overall market, we are heading towards this purple trend line. KRE, slowly sliding down below the 42.90. We can take also Fibonacci from here. Uptrend, retracement, 50%. This one will fail to hold, and we are heading towards the 40.45. We have also a trend line that helps us to identify the trend. Short term, downtrend until proven otherwise. Oil went all the way up to the 92.53. Now 89 needs to hold the support. Otherwise, we are heading towards the 86. If you're not long yet on crude oil, I would wait to see where it's heading next, because for now, some kind of retracement after this bull run will be very healthy before the next leg up. SOXX broke below. Now continuing to the downside. 472 is the next very important area of support. If this area will break to the downside, we are heading towards this gap at the 461, and then we have another gap at the 433. Be prepared for everything, especially when it comes to FOMC rate decision. Apple continue its bounce of the 173. Now let's see if we can close this gap at the 181 during the first half of tomorrow. If so, 182 will become a resistance. Good reaction, and we are heading straight up towards the 190 in the next couple of days or so. Bad reaction, 170 needs to hold. Otherwise, we are heading towards the 167 gap, and this gap will get filled. If you want to take your trading journey to the highest level, first check the Fibonacci Academy playlist. 25 free videos, free Academy playlist on my YouTube channel. Become a better trader. Watch one video each and every day, and you will become a better trader on the technical side and the psychology behind trading. If you want to take your trading journey to the highest level, we have few programs that you can choose from. Choose your own path for financial freedom. We have the one-on-one live mentorship program. We have the online program. Both programs, I guarantee you, support, guidance, and all Discord channels, lifetime access. Both programs available in Hebrew and in English. Choose your own path to become a successful trader. Amazon 136 holding. We had an uptrend. Now this 136 is the 618 Fibonacci level holding. We have a gap at the 139, and we also have a gap at the 130. One of these gaps will get filled tomorrow. It all depends. You guess it. On the FOMC rate decision reaction. Nvidia yesterday bounced off this purple trend line. Today inside candle. Let's see tomorrow. Tesla holding this trend line with a doji. Let's see if Tesla can continue towards the 278. Above it, we are heading towards this upper trend line together with the 290 gap. Meta still moving sideways. 297 holding a support. Resistance 313. Long continuation above 313, and then we are heading towards 324 and 340. Below 297, we are heading towards 288 and then 274. Shopify, now we have a new gap at the 59 area, but a doji of the 618 Fibonacci level. Uptrend retracement 618. Do you see the same pattern here? Same reaction over here. AMD continue its way to the downside with a doji inside day Let's see where AMD is heading. For now, as long as AMD is inside this red channel, the way is down. Microsoft, uptrend, retracement, 50% retracement, holding nice. Long continuation above the 330 towards the 341. Retracement, short continuation below 320, 322 towards 317 and then 311 to the downside. Google still holding relative strength for consecutive days between the 136 and the 139. Long continuation, breaking above the 139. In my opinion, next major resistance will be the 147. Breaking below the 136, below this major white trend line. We are heading towards the 134 and then 131 and 126. Netflix tried to make some bounce. Let's see where Netflix is heading. For now, the road is towards this 388 gap and this purple trend line. Let's see continuation above the 398 400 area towards this trend line as resistance. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. We are going live 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Until the next video, stay safe.